Hello, Dr. Kevin here from TNR. You sure don't look like a guy while you're acting like one. Closing, selling, manipulating patients is far from the feminine side of doing things. You'd rather allow, that's the yin, rather than force, and that's the yang. Dominating and betraying a patient's trust for financial gain, such a guy thing. It's not that being female that you can't use aggressive sales tactics and be somewhat successful. You can do it. It's that there's a better, more aligned, and more female way of being successful. And it takes more skill. It takes more skill to create a win-win relationship with both the patient and the doctor. But it's worth it, not only in the short term, but in the long term. We're so used to these selling and convincing and using force that we don't even recognize it anymore. The doctor's report, or what we call the report of findings, it's so male-oriented, and you and I both know it better suits guys. They use technical mumbo-jumbo, memorizing like a script type of person. You're doing fear tactics, attempting to convince and prove people what chiropractic is. It reeks of sales. It's also unnecessary. When you use a more feminine approach that emphasizes shared interest, making an emotional connection, and going the extra mile, patients pick up on it, and they're much easier to work with. They let down their guard, if you will. You know what I'm talking about. They cooperate with you, and they're much easier. They don't resist you every step of the way. It's enjoyable for both parties. It's more organic, and it's not forced and awkward. By creating relationships, each new patient that walks in your office is worth 3, 5, or 10-fold that exact same patient walking in the chiropractor's office down the street. How's that for a technical advantage? And it doesn't care if you use insurance, it doesn't care what your location or your technique is. Having coached hundreds of female DCs, I've noticed a common bond or a theme to female chiropractors that their practices don't reflect their true talents and abilities. They're all trying to be someone or something that they're not. Not only does it hit you in the pocketbook, it also, here it is, limits your freedom to have the practice that you want. The practice the way you want to. Wellness, kids, difficult cases will not be a part of your practice. Instead, you're going to have this trickle of insurance-dependent, adult, lower back, neck type of thing that, and if that's all you want, then turn the video off. But I've seen so many people that have reached out and they all say, I know what I want, I just don't know how to get it. And it's kind of along the lines of cats rule, dogs drool, right? The whole world of business is steeped in making these adversarial, relationships between the buyer and the seller. One wins and the other loses. When it comes to being a female chiropractor, who wants to dominate over a person? Ugh. It's almost like being a car salesman. All I want to do is make the sale. That's a one-trick pony. That's not a chiropractic office. In our offices, what we see rather is when we make these connections with people, they want to stay. They want to be in active relationships because they know you're not going to betray their trust, they're not going to be manipulated, and you're going to recommend what's best for them because you have a better way. Isn't that exciting? So many female chiropractors are always asking us or emailing us and saying there's got to be a better way, and there is. Would you like it to be treated, to be sold to be convinced and manipulated in a doctor's office? When you refuse to betray that patient's trust for profit or any other reason, something amazing happens. People want to stay and to be in an active relationship with you. We hear another mantra in chiropractic offices that everyone has a new patient problem. Is it really a new patient problem? Or is it that you're using these male business versions, these principles of selling in your office, and people, as a result, are only coming in for a few visits? When you form these great relationships of trust with patients, retention and referral are the natural byproducts of using this connection. It's natural and organic. Would you ever want to be a part of something that pushes people out the door? When you use sales and manipulation, you're dominating, closing, You're turning your back on the wellness, on the kids in these difficult cases, not to mention the fulfillment that you're going to get and economics that come as a result of going above and beyond for your patients. Now, you can continue to make your practice as difficult as possible. It's a guy thing again. Or you can drop that silliness and get real with your patients. Choose wisely. Thanks for tuning in. Dr. Kevin out.